Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it, ready to have a little bit of fun with the top whiskeys to hunt for in the first quarter of 2023. Yes, we are back at it. Honestly, I think, bourbon hunting season, if you think about it, it's truly all year. Definitely, of course, in the fourth quarters when, there's typically the higher end things are released. But truly, bourbon hunting happens throughout the entire year. And so, hey, there's some new whiskey that's coming out in the first quarter. We're going to talk about it. But give me just a second. Let's go ahead and dive into some housekeeping items. So first and foremost, just want to say thank you. I hit the 11,000 subscriber mark. So much appreciation. Thanks for all the love and all the support. Also want to give a huge thank you to my newest patron, my buddy Lewis W. So Lewis, thank you for becoming a patron, supporting the Bourbon Judge, as well as honestly for all my patrons. We have a blast. I mean, gosh, between going back and forth on Discord, which is, by the way, quite damn funny, between Discord, the contest, patron-only reviews, meetups, I mean, we just have a blast. So I really appreciate all my patrons. Thank you for all the love and all the support. But again, Lewis as well, thank you again, my friend. Next, from a housekeeping standpoint, so, one of the things I wanted to work on in 2023 is doing more barrel picks. I did my first barrel pick last year, my Woodinville, which is great. Love that bottle. And so now it's time to move on and do a few more barrel picks this year. And first and foremost, which is most important, is the fact that I'm actually doing a collaboration or a collaborative pick. So I'm working with a couple different whiskey tubers. We're going to get together, pick a barrel for our respective patrons as a whole. So that should be fun. So my patrons, be on the lookout for our next barrel pick coming up. Again, we're in the beginning stages, but I am working with some fellow whiskey tubers and looking to have some fun. Cool? All right. Next, last but not least, before we get into the actual episode, check me out on this Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, having a live stream with my good friend Nick from Found North Whiskey. So Found North Whiskey, it's I'm not even gonna say anything about Found North Whiskey just yet. Make sure you check out the live stream 9 o'clock Eastern on January 24th, this upcoming Tuesday. Cool? All right, my friends, let's go ahead and dive into it. So first quarter's here, right? We're right at the first quarter. A lot of whiskey is coming out, has already even came out. So what should you be looking for and why? Cool? All right, let's go ahead. So the first one on the list, you have Old Elk Infinity Batch number 2. This one's coming out in January. I will say, when you think of Old Elk, a couple of things come to mind. Number 1, great quality whiskey. Number 2, when I think of Old Elk, I think about Greg Metz, the former master distiller at MGP, who's now the master distiller at Old Elk. Old Elk Infinity Batch number 1 was solid, so I'm thinking number 2 is probably even going to be better. So make sure you check out and look out for Old Elk Infinity Batch number 2. All right, next on the list, we have Uncle Nearest Single Barrels. So Uncle Nearest Single Barrels are hitting the market. I know some of my patrons already even have some of their single barrels. I'm hearing really good things about Uncle Nearest Single Barrels. I recently reviewed the Uncle Nearest Rye that just came out a few months ago. That was absolutely amazing. If you saw the episode with Cousin Anita, she loves herself some Uncle Nearest Rye. So definitely make sure you check out the Uncle Nearest Single Barrels. They're coming out. They're cask strength. Remember, when things come out, it might hit one market in 1 month, but it might not hit your market until the next month, either February or March. So even though things are popping out in different months, it might take a little bit of time before it actually reaches your market. But Uncle Nearest Single Barrels, make sure you check those out. Next on the list, the 3 spot. So the Woodford Reserves Masters Collection Historic Entry Proof. Now, when I think of Woodford Reserve, just the Masters Collection in general, I typically love the majority of the Masters Collection. As case in point, my top 10 list of 2022, their batch proof from 2022, the 118.4 proof, flat out amazing. So this whole historic batch entry proof is going to be very interesting to see how this one kind of comes out. So we'll see. I'm on the hunt for it myself. Real quick, friends, I have a couple quick favors for you. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, what are you hunting for in the first quarter of 2023. And last but not least, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. I need some whiskey because, I just need some whiskey. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Woo! So, might be wondering, Judge, what's in your whiskey? What's in your glass, rather? I like that. What's in your whiskey? What's in your glass, Judge? So the fourth spot is what just got released this month, and I've already reviewed it, so make sure you check out these reviews. The Origin Series, coming from Bardstown Bourbon Company. Now, the Origin Series is actually going to be 3 different bottles. What released in January, what I already reviewed, so make sure you check out that episode, is the Bottled and Bond, the Black Label, and the White Label, which is the High Rye Bourbon. What's coming out in March, though, is the 3rd bottle, which is the Rye. Look for the green label, the Rye, which is coming out in March. Again, I reviewed these 2. They were both absolutely spectacular. If you had to pick between the 2, in my opinion only, you got to go with the Bottled and Bond. I think this was absolutely fantastic, especially for a $45 bottle of whiskey. One thing I love about Bardstown Bourbon Company is that, number one, not only are they producing their own distillate, hence the Origin Series, but number 2, I mean, aged 6 years, easily available. You can typically find it wherever you go. I love that by itself. So make sure you check out the Bardstown Origin Series, but then in particular, look for the Rye that is coming out in March. All right. What's next, Judge? Ooh, this next one. Oh man, this just sounds like a party just waiting to happen. Literally, I gotta get some more to drink before I even tell you about number 5. Whew. This Origin Series is delicious. All right, number 5, coming from my good friends up in New Jersey, Penelope Bourbon. So Penelope Bourbon is putting out, they've been starting to, obviously, of course, Penelope Bourbon always do 4-grain, right? That's what they're known for, 4 grains. And that's cool. They're starting to do different finishes, which I love. They are now changing the game with something called Penelope Rio. Judge, what is Penelope Rio? So Penelope Rio is essentially Penelope Bourbon finished in honey and Amburana cask. That... I don't know what to make of that, because I love the honey and I do like the Amburana cask. So having those 2 together, woo! Penelope Bourbon, they're throwing some curveballs in. All right, Mike and Danny, let's see what this one tastes like. Can't wait for it. All right, number 6. Now, we all like a little bit of heat. This is something that I think all of us love, and I mean absolutely love. So when I think of number 6, you got to think about Larceny Barrel Proof, the A123. This I know is already out. I was actually at one of my stores. I couldn't get there in time, so all my other fellow Delaware, Maryland friends, they bought out all the bottles. But hey, I'm sure I'll grab one eventually. But Larceny Barrel Proof, the A123 is out and about. Make sure you check it out in your neck of the woods. Again, remember though, just because A123 is out in my neck of the woods, it may not make it to where you live. It's kind of depending on your state and so forth for a few more weeks. But make sure you check out Larceny Barrel Proof. Last but not least, last of the Mohicans. Yes, the number 7 spot. Let's just stay with Heaven Hill. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, the A123. That too, my friends, from what I'm hearing, is out and about. I have not seen that myself yet, but I have heard that it's starting to hit in various different markets. So Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, A123. Hey, my friends, just want to say, as always, peace, cheers, salute. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the support. Cheers, everybody. Take care.